Really helps. Introducing our third speaker. Today, Gary will be speaking about survival and how our angels are there when we most need them. Please give a warm welcome to Toastmaster Gary Adams with his speech titled, "Sometimes We Need an Angel."
What if today was the last day of your life? Could you say beyond the shadow of a doubt that you have actually lived your life to the fullest? Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It was one of those long, balmy summer nights. I was filled with that young energy, just looking for a rush of excitement. When you're doing over 100 miles an hour on a motorcycle, your mind is so clear. The air bites into your skin. That water gets pushed from the side of your eyes out onto your face. It was at that very moment that I lost control, went flying off my motorcycle and hit the corner post of an industrial place. My first memory was my friend Tony. He was reaching down and pushing his fingers into the side of my head to stop blood from streaming out. The post had caught me between the legs all the way up into my chest. The officers at the scene, they said, if he wasn't wearing a helmet, the extra weight, or if he was wearing a helmet, the extra weight of that would have probably broken his neck. I still ended up breaking my hip in several places, tearing all of the muscles and tendons, broken ribs, sternum, and a bruised heart. At 23 years old, being told you may never walk or run again, it was a lot to swallow. But I had to get myself out of that hospital. I didn't even have health insurance. They told me if I could show them I could walk on crutches, they'd let me leave. When they made me walk up those stairs with those crutches, I could feel my hip coming out of the socket with every step. Once I finally got home, I had to find a way to recover, to figure it out on my own. I ended up strapping my feet to the pedals of my 10-speed. I put my arm through my crutch, and I made that leg move. Within a month, I could walk. Within 6 months, I could run, I could jump, I could do all of the things that I used to do. 23 years later, I had just finished the masterpiece of a custom-built Harley. I found the perfect piece to finish it. It was this Iron Cross vintage mirror I found on eBay. It had the perfect amount of patina. Now I just need to go on a test drive. That bike, it felt so nice. It had such a low stance, wide handlebars, just the right amount of power. I was feeling invigorated as I passed this semi on 441. I was actually using it as a point of reference to adjust that new mirror. I saw this semi one more time before I made the turn to head back to my house. But right then, I felt this tug and flash! I could see my body laying on the ground as it was being shaken and then drugged to a bus stop on the side of the road. Witnesses later said it was the Swift trucking semi-driver that was shaking and dragging my body before he tried to leave the scene.
What?
My bike, it went under the semi. It was this twisted mass of metal just bursting into flames. My body went 60 feet before it hit the ground. My skull was broken in 3 places. I had complete facial paralysis, the entire left side of my face, severe concussion, and this big gaping hole in my knee. When my daughter finally was able to come see me in the hospital, she noticed this plastic bag with my belongings. I'll never forget, she says, this is from the accident? And she slowly took out the bag. Honestly, it really didn't look that bad. I expected it to be filled with stains and rips and tears. But when she turned it around to show me the back, was when I noticed this big gaping hole in the shoulder. I didn't really understand. I didn't even have as much of a scratch or a bruise on my shoulder. The only rational explanation that I could come up with for this type of hole was if something would have picked me up or pulled me up. If not, I would have went under the semi with that motorcycle. I think, actually, I know, like many other times in my life, my angel picked me up. I have made a commitment to making the most of my second chance, understanding the fragility of life and an appreciation for the miraculous gift.
Now we're all qualified to cook eggs.